Hello, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to another week. Thanks for joining wherever you are joining from. It looks like we got a good crew in the chat already. Always nice to see where people are from. Got some Australia folks. Got, oh wow, from Greenland. Hello from Vancouver. We've got Gerhard from Stuttgart. Crazy Caleb will be back in Australia soon. Well, in my opinion, the time shift now that we've both crossed over daylight savings is better now, but it is, I realize, very early for some folks. IT Never Gets Old says, we'll check out early today as I need to go stream a concert with a Ghost Stream. First time using it in the wild. Oh, cool. Good luck. I hope it goes well. Do let us know how it goes after you give it a run. Matt, thanks. Congrats to Aaron for being a finalist in the Rode Awards. Yes. If you haven't heard, Rode is doing the Creator of the Year Awards again this year. And I'll drop a link to that in the chat here. And the Creator of the Year Awards, they are given to people in a bunch of different categories of creating content, and as well as a People's Choice Award. And I did get notified that I am a finalist for the category for the, I think it's like the gear and tech category, which makes sense. And that'll be announced later this week, midweek, Thursday Australia time, which I think is Wednesday night here. So I don't know if I've won yet. Well, I'll find out Wednesday along with everyone else. Cross your fingers for me. I'm very excited though. So at least I was a finalist this year. So that's something. In Plain Sight says, when are you going to stream at an ungodly hour so I can wake up at a decent time? So if you missed on Monday, I actually did a stream that was at a pretty good time for Australia. So Rode this week Monday this week just launched the Rodecaster Video S, which I've still got plugged in here. This arrived to me on Monday, and I did a live stream Monday night with it and got a very quick video out the same day. So yeah, thanks Rode for sending this out. It's very cool. It's basically like a smaller version of the Rodecaster video. It's essentially exactly a smaller version of the Rodecaster video. So go watch the video that I posted if you haven't seen that yet. And the live demo I did after that was Monday night for me, which would have been a reasonable time in Australia. So hopefully at least some of you joined, but yeah. Got some questions about the map. How does the map and the avatar work? And Piper asks, how can I use the same map? So the one that is running on the screen and in my stream is a very ugly pile of JavaScript and PHP that I put together. So that one doesn't really work for anybody else. However, there is a similar but slightly different version of it in this app called H2R Graphics, which does a lot of stuff, not just the map, but there is a map feature in it. And it's also a little bit of a process. One of the reasons that I haven't made this like an actual app people can download or use, the version that I'm using, is because of the same reason that this one's a little bit hard to use. You have to go and actually like get API keys and stuff from Google. So this is what it looks like in the H2R Graphics version. And instead of automatic, you have to you click the messages and they pop up. So it's not exactly the same as mine, but it is still a map with pins on it. But unfortunately, you have to go get an API key from Google in order to do it. And that's just because the process of me getting an API key that would let anybody use it is more work than I'm willing to do, even if I was charging for the app. It's too complicated. So there are instructions here to get it all set up. And once you get the API key configured, then yeah, this is what it looks like. So you'll see the chats show up in the app on the control page, and then you click it, and then it'll pop up in this page, which you can then bring into OBS or however you want, like any other graphics. So yeah. Giovanni says, Rode certainly threw down the gauntlet. One must look no further than Oz for consumer video streaming gear, Rode or Blackmagic. The Yeah, yeah, Matt, I think this is exactly the thing. I thought the original Rodecaster was overpriced. The new S version at $499 seems like a great price. I think that was the reason they did this, because um, what is it? 1,200 list is the price um, for the Rodecaster Video, which is not cheap. It's not cheap, right? It's actually, I still think it's very affordable for what it is, but it's not cheap. And I think they did a really smart thing making the small version, because this has all the same features except just less of them. So it's still very capable, but they were able to get the price down to 500 for this, which is a very, very reasonable price for what you get in the little box. So I think it was a very smart idea. Thanks for the super chat, Keith. John Barker, H2R promo funds. Yeah. He's got a lot of good software, actually. Not just H2R graphics. Andre says, I believe you'll win this year. Rode should already thank you enough for reviewing and teaching their latest new gear thoroughly. Well, we will find out. It'll be really fun. Cool. So yeah, if you have a question about the Rodecaster Video or ATEMs or Ghost Streams or YoloBoxes or Magewell Director Minis, start your message with the letter Q in the chat, and it'll put into my little questions column, and we will get things going. And I can show you how stuff works. I can show you the big rack of gear on the back of behind me. Although I think it's actually, where is it? Wrong one. Oh, it's showing you where the Rodecaster Video was before I took it out. But yeah, I've got a bunch of switches on the back here all set up to show off. So if we want to take a look at any of those, we definitely can. B&H has the Rodecaster original on sale. Yeah, and actually I saw a really good link somebody posted in John Barker's Discord. The Here to Record Discord. Let me grab that, because that one is worth sharing here. It is a woot.com link for I wish I had an affiliate link for this, but I don't. So here you go. This is somehow a deal on the Rodecaster Video, the big one, for $869. I don't know why. Maybe it's a dealer just trying to get rid of their stock or something. That's crazy though. So yeah, if you were thinking about that, the big one, yeah, this is a good time. Dagley Media says, how many audio inputs does the Rodecaster Video S have? Does it use Bluetooth? It does. So it works just the same as the other one. So in here you can go and pair, let's go set up our channels first. So you can see there's the wireless channels. So, maximum channels reached. Let's take out USB audio. Yeah, so there's Bluetooth there. There's 2 wireless transmitters and Bluetooth, and it still has the XLR combo jacks. So you still have the 2 XLRs or 1/4-inch inputs on the back, and then you can still pair it with a phone, and you can still pair it with 2 of the wireless Rode mics, like the Interview Pro or the little small ones. So yeah, audio wise, it is the same as the big one. Yeah. Keith says, what's one feature you wish they had left on the Rodecaster Video S? I mean, what they didn't, that's the thing, they didn't take anything out compared to the big one. I guess actually they did take out the audio jack, the output audio jacks. So on the big one, they have the speaker outputs, physical outputs to run to a speaker in the room, which is, I think, actually super, super useful, especially because you can make a special mix for those. So, and this does not have, they took that out of the Rodecaster Video S. So there's still headphone outputs on the Video S, but the speaker outputs are on the big one. And I do think it's a really useful feature. The reason is because if you are running, if you're at an event, you can actually run the speakers in the room and run your use a microphone for the people presenting and actually run the amplification for the room from the Rodecaster Video. You can make a custom mix. So if you want to, adjust the volume of the people speaking in the room separately from what's being recorded, you also can. But the other use case for a smaller studio for something like this is being able to monitor the some part of your stream. And that is, I'm going to actually do this when I set up Lily's new office studio in the new office. Once the painters are done, they're so close. They're so close. But the reason is because currently with no speakers, when she's running the countdown music or the countdown timer or the music that plays in like video clips, you can't hear it. And wearing headphones when you're also on camera is not fun. One, I just don't think it looks great if I was doing the whole stream like this. But also because, well, you can make a mix without your voice out the headphone jack with the Rodecaster Video, which is not true with all mixers. But it's just, bulky. So the audio output speaker output for a small studio means you can hear your video clips playing or other little sound effects and stuff that's going on in your video mixer, but take out your microphone so you're not blasting your own mic in the room. And that I think is a super cool feature. Video S does not have that, unfortunately. So that's the one that I think that would have been a good addition. And yes, the other missing thing is the HDMI out. So there's only one instead of two, which means you're probably going to want to use it to show the multi-view of the Rodecaster Video. And then we go into tunnel vision. So if you want to show, if you want to see the multi-view, which you probably do, it means that you then no longer have an option for outputting to a projector or a confidence monitor or anything like that. So that's the trade-off with the smaller one. I think it makes sense. Of course, it would be nice to have, all the outputs, but I get why they did that. It's one way to make it cheaper and also smaller. So makes sense. But yeah. Does the Video S still have as much NDI support? Yes, it does. So again, if you go into like one of the channels, you can configure 4 network sources, just like the big one. And these can be NDI feeds. So here we've got, it's set up to grab the RØDECaster app from my phone, but you can see my other NDI sources on the network are showing up here. And yeah, there are 4 network sources available. Of course, there's only 4 video channels available in here. So if you were going to use all 4 network sources, you have no other video sources. But that's just the fact that it is smaller. But yeah, oh, I didn't know you could do that. Look what I just discovered. Use network to audio input. I've never played with that feature before. Apparently you can bring in NDI audio. Mixer full. Look at that. Separately from video. Does that mean... Huh. I need to look into that. I haven't seen that feature before. Interesting. Jewel says, how would the Rodecaster Video S be set up to stream just your phone? So the easiest way to do that is the Rode Capture app. So they call it, Rode Capture, and it is a very simple app. It just boots up into a camera, but they also have a really cool feature, which is, so first turn on NDI, and then you can pull it up in your Rodecaster. And then the other thing is you can have it in dual cam mode or single cam mode. So in single cam, it's just, the back camera or whatever. But in dual cam, it'll actually use the front camera also. And it will actually send two NDI feeds. One is the back camera, one is the front camera. And you can pull both feeds into the RØDECaster Video separately, independently. So you can actually use it for, put in between you and a guest and use it and get two camera angles from one device, which is pretty slick. I think that's a very cool feature. So yeah, you RØDECaster app, and then you'll just see them pop up in again, you go here to choose what sources, and you choose a network source, and then you'll see stream B and stream A options showing up there. So we can do that here also. Network 1, there's stream A, and theoretically, let's see if this works. If I go back and launch the app again, then we should get oh, I see stream A. Let's get stream B back. That one didn't pop up. There it is. RØDECaster stream. Something. I think it got confused when my phone went. Oh, it's not in dual cam mode. That's why it doesn't come back into the mode you left it in. There it is. RØDECaster stream B. And so now that those are set up, we should have, we have two sources available. And if I show you the multi-view, we can see we've got the front camera and we've got the back camera. So I can show you that and then show you my face. So that is the easiest way to bring in a phone video feed. It can work with other NDI apps. RØDECaster app has definitely been the most stable, so I would just recommend just sticking with that. Now I've lost the chat. What's going on in the chat? Index30 is in Cyprus, and JT is also in Cyprus. What are you doing there? Very cool. Yes, welcome JT to Cyprus. Neil says in the EU, the RØDECaster Video has been on sale for €850 since September. Oh, interesting. Okay. Does the Video S have super source abilities in its scenes? Yeah, it's just the same, exactly the same as the big one. So if I go to the RØDECaster app and show you what's going on in there, this is the RØDECaster Video S, and it has a scene builder. And it still has scenes. So let's see, what do I have here? Yeah, there's a super source. It doesn't make any sense because I've routed the program to that instead of the main cam. Let's switch that over. There we go. This looks better. So yeah, you've got the side by side and same flexible options of which cameras, which of the 4 video channels do you want in each box? And you can see it in the multi-view as a scene. It's great. KZ Tech says, any thoughts on options or features that will be added to the original video to help it distinguish it and justify the price difference from the S? I doubt it. My suspicion is that, especially if they're just planning on lowering the price of the RØDECaster Video, which it looks like they might be if it's been at that price in the EU for a couple months, the price difference is justified already by having 6 video channels instead of 4 and 2 HDMI outputs and the speaker output. So that's already a pretty big difference. I think just the number of channels out is a useful difference. Can you use 2 webcams on the Video S? Oh yeah, that was the other difference. There is only 1 webcam input. So it's out of focus because it's so much taller. There we go. There's only one webcam input. They took out one of the second webcam in. There's still two computer ports, so one's for the video, one's for audio. There's a port for hard drive. But there's only one webcam input, so you only get one USB-C, either USB-C webcam or a USB audio interface input into this. Now I'm out of focus again. Oh, my focus is really precise. There we go. Okay. Wow. I'm getting behind in the chats. Is there a way to see the multi-view on the Rodecaster video over the network? Sort of, yes. It was what I was just showing you, is if you pull up the scene builder in the app, then it does effectively work like a multi-view. Like you can see as I'm switching, it updates here. It's not really meant to be used as a multi-view, I guess, but maybe it is. It's got the cut buttons and everything too, so and you can control it from the computer. So I guess, yeah, I guess it works fine. You could actually control it this way. They call it scene builder, not like control room, because this is where you create the scenes and configure like keying on the inputs and stuff. But scene audio is you configure that here. But you can actually, you could control it, and you can definitely monitor everything here. You don't get the preview of all of the inputs, so you are only seeing like the program inputs. So this is actually cutting away, right? Like I can't see I can't. Let me see if that actually changes if it's in the other mode. Where is that? I have it in, is it video? Switching studio. So if it's in studio mode, then the multi-view now looks like this, where you can put something in preview before you cut to it, right? But what I wanted to know was, does that affect the desktop app? It does. So now as I'm clicking, it's putting it into preview, and it is not changing what's in the program. So I'm clicking this from my computer, and I can see the preview on the computer. So I can't see all of the thumbnails, like all the video inputs, like this screen does not show up on the computer, but I do have the ability to at least look at the scene and build it before it goes live. So that's studio mode. How does headphone monitoring work on the Rhodecasters? Can it be done over Bluetooth? I don't think you can pair Bluetooth headphones to it. No, there's I don't think so. There's a physical headphone output on the back, but yeah, I don't think there's any headphone output option. Can you do me a favor and do a video using an adapter on your second webcam? Rode customer service told me I could use an adapter. Do you mean like a capture card? So if you have a USB capture card, you can plug these into the USB port and get another HDMI port, if that's what you mean. It will have to support. They're not all going to work because they have to support the right video format, but the Elgato Cam Link works. Is that what you're talking about? Are there APIs for the Rodecaster Pro devices? There are, yes. So there is already a companion module written, and so you can control it from companion, and that's over the network. So if Adam wanted to make a iPad app, then yeah, you could. Quick Tech Solutions. Been a while since I caught a live stream. Well, welcome. Wow, now I'm really getting behind. Okay, let's. In plain sight, have you ever played with the Kilo VP3 Mini? If so, what are your thoughts? I have tried it a couple times. It is so I set up a custom, like their server software on a VPS. Did a couple tests with it. I kept running into issues getting it like just connected to a SIM card or connected over the network. And the couple times I was actually trying to use it like for real outside, like on a bike ride, I just couldn't get it connected that one time. And then I would come home and it would work just fine. So I don't know what's up with that. I'm supposed to do a video about it, but I was trying to actually use it and get B-roll of using it and failed a couple times. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. Mark says, have you updated your GoStream Duet to the latest firmware? It has support for vertical streaming and an easy mode for the macros. Oh, I have not done that yet. I did see that firmware update come out. That is super, super interesting. Yeah, where did I see that? Maybe they sent an email. But yeah, you can like turn the whole thing into vertical mode and all the everything streams vertically now, which is crazy. They're really doing a lot on that device. Speaking of, Matt says, do you think the Duet 8 ISO is a better deal than the SDI Extreme? A church near me, Extreme SDI died and they have to replace it. I think it's a better deal. Better deal. Duet 8 ISO. It's like significantly cheaper, isn't it? $800 for the Duet 8 ISO. And that gives you... So one of the differences is going to be that you don't have 8 SDI inputs. So that could be a problem. But if they don't need 8 SDI inputs, this will let you, bring in 4 SDI sources. It is a very capable device. It can do more than the Extreme. Also, you can actually load in web graphics into the switcher. I do think it might be a better deal than the Extreme 8 ISO. Yeah. Oh, wow. In plain sight. Coming in with 10 membership gifts. Thank you. Welcome, new channel members. If you are a new channel member, thanks to In Plain Sight's generous gifted memberships, make sure you click below to the members only section and find the link to the Discord channel where we hang out throughout the week. Matt says, cheaper and they will not need the SDI to HDMI dongles they use. Oh, if they already have to convert HDMI... If they already are trying to bring in HDMI sources into the SDI, then yeah, that's a pretty good deal. Omer says, I think the RØDECaster Video S will be around 2,000 in Dubai. RØDECaster Video is around 3,500. Is it worth it to save 1,500? 2 outputs can be useful sometimes. I think it's going to be a judgment call because I think there's plenty of cases where you don't need the 2 outputs, but obviously there are times when you will. And if you think that you might at some point need it, maybe it's worth, getting the bigger one. But I think it's smart to have the option for people who know they won't ever need that, and can save a lot of money that way. Rode customer service told me I could use HDMI adapter Type-C for my second camera. That sounds like a capture card. So if you're trying to go, you're trying to take a HDMI camera out into the USB port of the RØDECaster Video, so you can use a USB capture card for that. Rode also sells one. I think I have it around here somewhere, but I don't know where it went. Tim says, how about combining the RØDECaster Video S with the GoStream? Which would you use while using both as going final out to the Go live stream? Thinking of using the RØDECaster as more audio mixer than video. So I guess I did actually essentially do that when I was filming that conference last year. And the reason for it was that the RØDECaster Video didn't yet have the ability to route separate like aux outputs. I think it was like only multi-viewer program out the HDMI ports. They didn't have aux routing yet, and I needed to feed a projector. So what I did was I plugged in the things that I knew would go to the projector into the GoStream, and used one output from the GoStream into the Rodecaster Video and the second output from the GoStream into the projector. And that way I could actually change what was on the stream versus what's on the screen in the room separately from the GoStream. And then everything else about the stream was going through the Rodecaster Video, so audio and the cameras, and it worked really well. It is nice having the two devices separate like that, because it means that you have like physical buttons for everything. Oh, I even did a trick which was where's the, let me find the GoStream. This was the GoStream. I think it was the Duet. So what I did was on the outputs, because there's two HDMI outs, I set one of them to program and one of them to preview. And then what that meant is that I could actually use these two rows of buttons to control the two outputs. So I didn't actually use it as a switcher, as like a proper switcher. I just used it as essentially a video matrix, where the program row was the stream and the preview row was the projector. And then I could just choose what I wanted to go to each output by pushing the buttons. And it was really nice to have physical buttons for that, that I could just very quickly, reach out and grab. In order to do it with Rodecaster Video, you would have to, set up the companion buttons to change the aux routing, or go into the desktop software. So in the desktop software, you can go into the outputs here, and here you can see this is the Video S, so I have only one HDMI port, but you can choose whether you want one of the camera inputs to be going out of that port, as well as now a USB and NDI. Joseph says, is it possible to use any NDI display on Rodecaster Video S to show the multi-view via some monitor? Is it possible? Oh, let's find out, because I was just there. So can I set the multi-view to NDI out? Yes, I can. So NDI can be multi-view, and then you have to turn it on. Where did that go? Network, NDI sender. Okay, I guess it's going. And yeah, it's going. That was it. And then I need an NDI app. So I should have NDI monitor on my computer. Of course, this would work on an iPad or anything. And then I should be able to find it in the Rodecaster Video. There it is. And there's, oh geez. Mute. No audio. Apparently it also pulls in the audio. And yeah, now on the Rodecaster Video, I can actually see the proper multi-view on the computer. And of course, if I wanted to pull it onto an iPad or a separate NDI monitor, that would work as well. So that's pretty cool. Oh, and it's showing me the NDI stats there. Oh, that's on the real multi-view too. It's very cool. Giovanni says, unless you're keen on broadcasting in stereo, couldn't you assign the mic to the left channel and use the right channel for music and separate them downstream? Sure, you could do that. What was this about? Something in particular? Now I don't remember. It was a while ago. Sorry. You could do that. You could do that. Adam says, if you looked at the Blackmagic camera app update yet, they've added SRT and RTMP streaming so you can stream directly to YouTube from your phone. I haven't updated that yet. That's really interesting. I would say probably what they're doing that for is as a remote contribution to the rest of their ecosystem, because the ATEM television studio, the big like console has has streaming receivers internally. So I think it's only the ISO model. Where is this one? So this one, you can actually change the video channels to support network sources. And I have a feeling that's their intent for it, is that you can then stream to it from a phone, which is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Of course, if it is really just SRT and RTMP, you could also stream to the OC Go Stream, which can also turn video channels into network sources. What app do you recommend for NDI monitor on an iPad? I think just the NDI Tools app works fine. Oh, my iPad is unplugged. It might be out of batteries then. I don't know why it got unplugged. It's very out of batteries. I will plug that in, but I don't think it's going to charge quickly. The multi-view NDI out is the best thing I've seen on this device. It is very cool, and it opens up a lot of possibilities for sure. Because it does actually mean that if you wanted to use the HDMI out to run a projector, you can at least still see the multi-view over NDI. So there's something. Any possibility that an update will allow for more than 1080p? Hoping you got some secret insight on any untapped processing power. I do have some secret insight on untapped processing power. That is in fact true. They talked a lot about the architecture when they first had a bunch of us out to LA to take a look at the Rodecaster video, which was at the beginning of last year. It's crazy how fast time flies. And I don't know how much is okay to mention publicly, but there's definitely things in there that they're not using yet. That said, I don't think it's in the cards to up it to 4K. Not 100% sure on that, but I suspect it's just not in the cards because it's not just a matter of processing power like it would be on a computer, because there is a lot more hardware in this, and I suspect that's just not, like the HDMI ports I suspect don't even support 4K. But not 100% sure on that. That's just my suspicion. Are they FPGA based? Yes. So it is a combination of a CPU and FPGAs. So and there's a GPU in there also, and other chips. So there's a lot of stuff in there, but it is a much more of a hybrid device than a ATEM, for example. Do you know when they're going to go on sale? I don't know. I think I saw somewhere December shipping, but I think I also saw somewhere November shipping, so I'm not totally sure about that. What does B&H say? They estimate December 2nd. That's not bad. Let's open one. I don't know enough about how to identify chips to have any useful information if I were to open it up. Would have loved to have compatibility with Bluetooth microphone headsets. And that'd be interesting, just to like... oh yeah, drop your link to the Rode store. Thank you. I forgot that I have a Rode affiliate store. This is where, oh my god, where is it? There it is. They are doing a special promo, which if you buy Rode gear from the Rode store, I'll just drop the link to the whole store in the chat. If you buy directly from the Rode store, I actually get like a huge commission bonus, 20%. So if you're thinking about buying anything, please click that link and buy it from there, because that 20% of a commission for these products is not nothing, and that will help me a ton. I don't know if they have a shipping date on this. It says shipping December 2025. So yeah, if you buy a Rodecaster Video S from this link, I get $100. So please do that. Because that helps me a lot. Michael says, "Oh no, my YouTube account move got rid of my membership. Oh no, we'll have to sort that out." What'd you do? We should be able to figure it out. Matt says, "I have a friend that opened up the Rodecaster Video and he's 100% sure that it will not ever do 4K. Okay. I believe you. Can you use it on the Stream Deck? Yeah. So if you go to into Companion, you have to use Companion, not the Stream Deck directly. Actually, I think there might be a Stream Deck plugin for it. I just never used that because I like Companion better. But you can go into, do I have a, yeah, you can make a buttons in here that will do things on the Rodecaster. So here's the different actions. So you can like push an input button, you can toggle between scenes, media, etc., right? It doesn't support everything yet. Some things are missing from this, but it's pretty comprehensive. So you can very quickly make physical Stream Deck buttons that control the Rodecaster. Giovanni says, "I would imagine 4K ISO recordings would put an enormous strain of the CPU." Yeah. Matt says, "I would bet someone that Rode will release a 4K Rodecaster Video in 2026, 27. People have definitely been asking for it. It is just a lot more. It's just a lot more processing power. Because it's like 4 times the video size, which means, if you have 6 channels, you're actually doing, 6 times 4 more work, right? So, oh my God, long story short, I had to move my YouTube channel to a non-workspace account in order to use YouTube Music with Android Automotive, and it's causing other weird issues. I have that same problem of I have like a ancient Google Workspace plan before it was called Google Workspace. I forget what it was called originally. It was like when they first launched it. But that's my main email address, and a couple of family members are on it. And at some point, a couple of years ago, they were like, "We're going to start charging everybody for Google Workspace." And all the people who had this legacy plan freaked out, and they rolled it back. Anyway, that's like my main email, and I have a Google account for it. But it does cause no end of problems, because sometimes Google rolls out features that only work with a regular Google account, not a Workspace account. And I can only imagine that Android Auto is one of them. Ali says, "Trying to decide between Rodecaster Video and the ATEM Extreme ISO G2, doing corporate work with 3 cameras and a presentation on computer, but worried I'll need to grow in the future." Yeah, that's a tough one. So I haven't played with the ATEM Extreme ISO G2 personally yet, because it is only recently started shipping. But I did see it at NAB, and I mean, it's an ATEM, so generally know how it's going to work, right? The biggest difference is, let me think. One of the things that the ATEM G2 does that the Rodecaster Video does not, and I suspect never will, is if you connect this over Thunderbolt to your computer, then your computer can actually send output from OBS into the ATEM in 2 channels that you can use for graphics. So, like, I'm doing that right now with a separate physical box, And if I wanted to do it in the Rodecaster video, I would have to either use 2 inputs. Actually, no, you can't even do it with 2 inputs. I have to green screen it out of 1 input or Luma key. So graphics wise, if you're using an external generator for graphics, you'll definitely get a better result with the ATEM Mini Extreme. And you don't even have to have extra gear because you can plug it in with Thunderbolt directly. That's with the new G2 feature. There's obviously a lot more video channels on the ATEM Extreme G2. The super source capabilities, I would say, are actually way better on the Rodecaster Video. And the reason I say that is because on the ATEM there is I think this one has 1. Let me double check that. It should be down here somewhere. It should be in here somewhere. Yeah, 1 super source. So what that means is that, like, what you're seeing right now is being generated on my big ATEM, and I have 2 super sources on my big ATEM. So I can have this layout ready to go, and I can also have this layout ready to go, and I can cut between these like they were camera angles, right? And on the ATEM Extreme, the G2 and all the other ATEM Extremes, there's only 1 super source. So if you ever want to make a different layout than this, you have to change your super source layout on the fly. And you can do it with macros or with Companion, and that's, I do that because, I can change this layout between this and, like, if I show you my iPad screen or things like that. But the Rodecaster Video is far superior in that sense because you can create 5 scenes, and the scenes can be, it's essentially super source. It's the same. It's equivalent to the super source feature. So let me get rid of that. Oh, actually didn't want to get rid of that. Oh well. So like here is this scene. Here is an unconfigured scene. Let's do a. Let's just use one of the quick ones. Template scene. Here's a picture in picture, so we can say camera 1, camera 2. We can go do it again over here and make it, some other layout where, you have a background, you have input over there, you have an input over there, you have a third one over here. And you can do this 5 times and you have 5 scenes ready to go. And then now that they're scenes, you can cut to them just like they are a camera angle. So I can go to this camera angle. I can go over to this picture-in-picture layout. I can go to this one. Looks like it even runs a video clip automatically, which is, and it cut back automatically because the video clip is in there. That's very cool. So for this kind of thing, the Rodecaster Video is far better because we have more capabilities here. In order to even do what I just did in the ATEM, it's going to take you a lot more work to set up the automations and macros and Companion. So point in the Rode column for that. Would you mind calling out the exact NDI monitor app you're using? There's too many to choose from. Oh boy, really? I think it's just the one from VizRT. Yeah, it's this one. NDI Video Monitor 5.2 VizRT. And it works great. Let's see if my iPad's turned on. Okay, I got 14%. And do I have an NDI app on this? Oh, it's thinking. I have a Sienna NDI monitor on the iPad. I think this one also shows up on the Apple TV. And there's the Rodecaster. And is it going to work? Apparently not. Does that one work? What's going on? Are you... Oh, wow. I did just restart it and only has 14% battery, so this might just be the iPad being slow to wake up. Let's see if I can pull it out on the Apple TV, which is, I think, the same app. So that was a macro that redid this layout to pull up the Apple TV. And can you find it? Oh, jeez. Hello? Okay, there we go. Muted the Apple TV. Apparently I had the Apple TV audio on. So yeah, that's cool. This is coming. Oh, the crop is weird, but that's the super source layout's cropped. So this is the NDI output on the Apple TV being piped into the stream. Not sure why the iPad's not getting it, but yeah, you can do it on the Apple TV too, which is cool. I will plug iPad back in and let it keep charging and think about its life. Oh, good question. Does the Director Mini have the same or similar scene building as Rodecaster Video S? Kind of. Actually, it's kind of even more flexible. Essentially, everything in the Magewell Director Mini is a scene. There is no nothing is everything is a scene. So let me turn that one on so I can show you. So let's let that boot up, and I can show you what I mean. And I think I have to do it on the director physically because scene building doesn't work on the computer. So see how it says HDMI 1 there, but it's actually a scene, because if I go edit, like I can just, you know, change the layout or add a second layer or anything. So everything here is a scene, and so you can just create a bunch of them. I don't know if there's a limit actually on how many you can create. And so yeah, you can create all your scenes on the Director Mini, and then you switch to scenes. You don't switch to inputs. RØDECaster Video is better for one producer due to the scenes alone. I think so. I think it's a really smart feature that they did on the RØDECaster. It's just a lot harder to do it on the ATEM, and you really have to prep a lot more, and harder to change things on the fly and make things up on the fly. Andreas says from Kugel Multimedia, that's my cat's name. Just the Kugel part, not the multimedia, just to be clear. That'd be a weird cat name. I understand via Thunderbolt, also the video feed is sent back to use as a replay in Resolve. Is that multi-cam or just program feed? Oh, this is on the ATEM Extreme ISO G2. That I don't know. Oops, that I don't know enough about yet. Speaking of scenes, not having scenes on the ATEM, that was a problem that happens to me because I have a super source here that was, you know, doing the super source and Apple TV layout, or super source and my computer, but I have to have a different button that changes what it's doing. So I make that mistake every now and then, which wouldn't really happen on the RØDECaster. Anyway, because I have not actually had this in person and tested it out, and that was not set up at NAB, or I think actually it may have been, but like it wasn't set up in a way that I could poke around with it. They were just demoing it. I don't know enough to give you an answer on that one, so I'll have to wait until I can either borrow one or somebody else figures it out. At one point, I thought that the GoStream Do It or ISO could do NDI out as well as in, but I can't find it. I thought so also. Should we turn that one on and see what we think? And then OC, no, GoStream 8 ISO. Let's go pull this one up. Because I thought there was. Let's see if there's a IO settings, outputs. Okay, those are like quality settings, audio map, video map, 1 to USB. Maybe you're right. Maybe we all just remembered wrong. Inputs can be NDI and all the SRT options. Is it considered a stream output? That would be the other way they would do it. Looks like maybe not, yeah. Weird. I also thought that. I don't know. How do you zoom in on a web page picture? So the if you use Command plus, you can zoom in like it's like up. It's also up here on the menu bar, right? But sometimes it doesn't work great because like the web page reformats itself because it like knows it's being zoomed in, and some websites it doesn't work with. This one's doing a pretty good job. But what I did is I actually went into the system settings and I set up, is it accessibility? Zoom. Yeah. And this feature, use scroll gesture with modifier keys to zoom, and then you choose a modifier key. So I have it set up to control, but you can do option or command as well. And then I can zoom in on the entire screen. So I'm just, with my fingers, I'm just using the scroll gesture. I'm holding down control. Hold down control. There it is. And then 2-finger scroll, and then the screen is zooming in. And it's super handy for this kind of demos where I'm like trying to point at something really small, but that way you can actually see what I'm talking about. It's a little hard to navigate on the screen. And in case it's not clear, this is happening for me in person too. So like my entire screen is actually zooming in for me. It's not just on your view of it. So it's hard to like navigate around because I can't see the whole screen anymore, but it is a good trick. Audio is night and day on the G2. Oh yeah, that's a good point. A lot more useful audio buttons. I need to get a hold of one of those and try it out for a show. I think it'd be helpful. If I purchase the Video S, I don't need the Rodecaster Duo. Possibly. So the Rodecaster Video S does have a lot of audio features in it, right? So it's got 2 wireless. You can pair 2 wireless mics. You can plug in 2 XLR combo jacks. You can bring in audio over HDMI, Bluetooth as well. So there's a lot of audio features in it, and you very well might not need the Rodecaster Duo or Rodecaster Pro if you're doing that. However, you might notice there are no physical controls for audio. So if you are often muting or adjusting levels of your audio during the stream, you will be frustrated with this, because the only way to do it is to go into the software on the computer, and you probably don't want to be doing this live. This is useful for setting it up, but I wouldn't want to be controlling my audio this way during a stream. So if you find yourself very frequently having to adjust audio, bring things up and down, monitor with headphones and make quick adjustments, you might still want to use the Rodecaster Duo for the audio part. And yeah. Or more concisely said, Bull's promo says, get the Duo. Using the slider is better when you're about to sneeze. Exactly. Thanks. But you aren't zooming the whole screen just inside the browser window. Well, so yeah, if you're talking about like this one, oh, I forgot. The other way to zoom inside the browser window is to use the pinch gesture. So, and then it doesn't necessarily scale it the same way. So that's just like pinch to zoom, and then it's not resizing. It's not relaying out the website. It's just, and I can, 2-finger swipe to scroll around on the web page. If I go and do Command plus, it's going to adjust the website, and eventually it'll like go into mobile layout, right? Which is not going to work great like that. But yeah, you can, in Chrome at least, I don't know if it's true in other browsers, you can pinch to zoom in on the web page. King David says, what's your network uplink? Your picture is crisp. It's probably more about the lighting than anything, but I do have gigabit here. But I'm only streaming at 6 megabits right now. That's the ATEM that's streaming is streaming at 6 megabits right now. Can the Video S do mix minus? Yes, absolutely. One of the huge benefits of the Rodecaster feature is its audio mixer. So in here, in the audio mixer, you can see that, let me get that. There we go. So here we're adjusting the faders for the live mix, but mix minus is basically saying that for some other output, you want to send audio, everything out that audio except the thing that's coming in from that channel. So for example, if you have it plugged into a computer and you are sending audio from your computer into the Rodecaster video and then also bringing the Rodecaster video audio back into the computer, you would want to choose mix minus for USB instead of live mix. So live mix will be whatever is your main mix. Mix minus will just automatically subtract the USB audio from the going back into itself, or you can even do custom. And custom is where you get to choose a different mix for this audio channel output compared to everything else, which is why I said it's like with headphones you can do it that way too, right? You can have if you're doing like a 2-person podcast, one person might not want to hear themselves back in the monitor, right? So instead of the live mix, you could have that person not hear their own microphone, but you would still hear it on the headphone too. So you would be hearing the live mix. You can hear everything, but then you might have your guest hear only the music that you're playing over Bluetooth or your video clips and stuff. So it's like way more powerful than mix minus, but mix minus is just a built-in feature on these USB outputs that have where they're bidirectional. So yeah, it's amazing. Does the ATEM have mix minus? No, it doesn't. There is in the Constellation, I don't remember if it's the Constellation 2ME or only the 4ME. A recent update laid the groundwork for this, but there's no UI for it yet. Somebody figured out the protocol and reverse engineered it and made a web page where you can configure the audio mapping to get a mix minus, but it's not really supported yet. And that's one of the big one of the big limits with the ATEM. And that's one of the reasons why the Rodecaster is so handy. Oh my gosh, I'm getting way behind in the chat. Hi, everybody. If you are new here, welcome. Neutrino is new here. Welcome. Please start your messages with Q, otherwise it's going to get lost, because we have officially reached the time in the stream where the chat is taken off and I can no longer follow what's happening in the main chat. So make sure you start a question with the letter Q. Teacher Tangent says, King, Paco's question relates to mine. If he wants to use webcams with the Rodecaster Video S, how many USB webcams can he use? So just one. So there's only one USB webcam input port in the Rodecaster Video S. The big Rodecaster Video has two webcam inputs. Well, they're either webcam or audio inputs, but the Video S shrunk that down to one. Matt says, FYI, I've been beta testing the new Ultra 306 and it saves all my settings and scenes. Saves 10 minutes every time. Yeah, it's so they finally fixed it on the YoloBox. I cannot believe it took this long. But the yes, the auto scene saving on the YoloBox was a very much needed feature, because otherwise, if you ever left the event, you'd have to recreate all your pictures and pictures again, which is incredibly annoying. So I'm very glad they did that finally. Teacher Tangent's new to the live, but I've been following you for a number of years. Well, welcome. Thanks for joining live. Glad you could make it. I can confirm that the Constellation 2 ME has mix minus. Okay. Is that the one that's the undocumented one, or are you talking about the mix minus that's like the headphone output on it? Wow, my ATEM software control keeps crashing today. That's cool. Good thing I have Companion. Have I received any news about the Blackmagic IP converter? Does it seem reliable? The IP converter, oh my god, their names have gotten unhinged, and I can no longer keep track of which one's which. IP converter 2110. That one is the not the new one, right? This one. Yeah. So I have two of these, and I've been experimenting. They work. I'm still fighting with my own network, trying to get the 10G feeds, 10 gig network feeds to work across more than just on one switch. So I haven't fully set this up yet. But my eventual plan is to put one of these up in Lily's studio, one in her new studio, so I can get a video link between the two, 3 video links between the two, and or in the new shed, which there is a form for a foundation now laid. The new shed upstairs of that will be like a secondary office, and I'm gonna put like the 3D printer and laser cutters and stuff over there. So I'm gonna do the same thing, is bring a video feed into. I'll be able to bring 3 video feeds from there into here, and then I could do a live stream from there by running the cameras here first. So I'm using all this gear to do the stream. Anyway, cool little box. I've only barely played with it, but yeah. So if you connect the Rodecaster Duo to the Video S, it means you can't use it for USB webcam. Correct. Yeah. So there's only one USB input port on the Video S, so it's either going to be a webcam or your audio mixer over USB. So that's, again, one of the limits with the Video S. Blackmagic calls it AF V mix minus on every aux output. On this model, you can assign a program audio mix minus the return of a specific source. Really? Okay. Why don't I feel like the Constellation 4 should have that then. Have I just not ever looked recently? I do have something that's called mix minus. I don't know what this does. So I'm gonna have to think about that. Interesting. I've never tried that before. It is, so if I had a, but I think it doesn't let me do what I wanted to do with it, which is, like if you have a, now it's making my head hurt. I can't figure it out. We'll come back to that. Perfect for sending a clean return to Zoom, Teams, a radio guest, an improvised intercom, or any remote connection. Really? Okay. I'm going to have to think about that. Okay. Can you use a phone as a camera on an ATEM Mini or any other video switcher? So the RØDECaster Video has direct support for it with the RØDECaster app, which is actually sending NDI to the RØDECaster Video. The Magewell Director Mini has a companion app also that sends a phone camera to the Magewell Director Mini. That one is actually using SRT under the hood. Those two have it built in. Other than that, you're going to have to go through some hoops to make it work. So I do actually have several videos about this for a bunch of different devices. Let me find the ATEM one. How to use your iPhone as a wireless camera. There we go. So there's essentially, you're going to need something. You're going to need something to receive your iPhone camera feed and turn it into HDMI, because the ATEM doesn't have, except for the newest console one, doesn't have any network input capabilities. So there's a bunch of different ways you can do it. You can get a physical NDI, like a box that converts NDI to HDMI. You can use an Apple TV. So anyway, that video I just linked goes through a couple of different options at various different price points as well. But you'll need something to turn it into HDMI. Have to get in the Wayback Machine. Yeah, they're old questions. Bird Dog, I really wanted the Bird Dog Play to work because it's so cheap. Unfortunately, it's just not capable enough. With H2R Web into the director menu, any way to get that long web address without having to type it out? Ooh, that's a good point. You could use a URL shortener like bit.ly, but I think that's really the only option. Oh, no. Pull up the web interface on your computer, of course. So if you go log into the web interface, then here is where you can go and go to graphics, add, and then paste from a computer. That's a fast way to do it. Yeah. Hit the like, everyone. Thanks, Keith. Yes, please do hit the like and subscribe and click the little bell, even though it doesn't really do anything. USB dongle for more inputs on the S. I doubt it. Do I have enough wires here to try. I might. I don't think it's going to work. But I do have a... Let's plug in a dongle into that, and then plug in that camera and see if this even does anything. Okay, it did turn on. Now I need to go into here and turn this back into USB. But see, there's only one USB option there, USB 4. And the webcam is showing up. That's this little webcam on the side here. So the webcam does work through the hub, but I don't think I can plug in a second one. Here's a cam link. And here's some random video feed. And but I don't know how I'm gonna do that now, because there's no other USB option showing up. So yeah, not really. What happens if I take out that webcam? What's going on? Apparently that wasn't plugged into the right thing. I was like, why am I still seeing the picture? Let's try this again. Plug it into the right port this time. That's the webcam. Now it's plugged into the hub. That would be helpful if I plugged into the right thing. And now, can I see the cam link first? Looks like I can. It's just saying unsupported video. And if I plug this in, what happens? Unplug the cam link. So it is okay. It is seeing the camera through the hub. At least there's that, but it's only pulling one camera from the hub. So you're not going to get around. I wonder what that cable is connected to. Oh, my computer. Anyway, not the right USB cable. Yes. It'd be crazy if they allowed and didn't tell anybody. KZ Text, thinking about using the RØDECaster Video to replace my audio interface. Thoughts on running RØDECaster Video 24/7? Latency issues, having mics, guitar, cams, computer monitor, always would be great. It's definitely not a problem to leave it on, but I will say you might need to reboot it every now and then. And because Lily's is on upstairs all the time, it's just on 24/7, and then one time when we went to go do a stream, it was having an issue with like every third frame was getting doubled up. So it looked really choppy, and rebooting it fixed it. So they may have already fixed that. I told them about it. I don't know if they already fixed it, but that was definitely a, because it was on for so long. So if you don't mind every now and then, just, a quick reboot, probably fine. Is it possible to select the headphone source in the ATEM with companion? I thought the headphone source only supports program audio in the first place. What is going on with my ATEM software control today? It keeps locking up. Huh. Audio Let's look at the smaller ATEM. Let's go to the extreme. I don't think there's any option for this. Yeah, the headphone out is just program audio. There's not a separate mix. That's kind of generally true with the ATEMs. It's really just one audio mix. Headphones, you can change the volume, but you can't change what you hear. Okay, where was I? You have to open the audio panel in ATEM software, and the selected channel shows the headphone symbol in blue. Oh, right. I forgot about that. You do get that feature. This button. So it's like quick, what do they call it? Like solo. Listen to one channel at a time. Does this have companion support? That's a good question. I would just search the commands. Let's say it's not in companion. The other way to do it would be to create a macro and run a macro from companion. So sometimes things don't work in macros. So let's see if we can even do that. Monitor, let's go create this one. Monitor input 1, and we'll hit record, and then we'll go over to the audio tab, and we'll click that, and then stop recording, and then let's change it, and then see if when we run this, does it? It does. It switched over, which means you can create a macro for all 8 channels, and then you can make a companion action that runs the macro. So that's how you have to do it. Assuming there's no direct support in companion. Cool. Under says, I don't understand Blackmagic. Some of the stuff they mentioned at NAB is still not accomplished. I don't think they said they were launching the cloud routing this year. But I think they were still like officially experimenting with it. Yeah. The external audio router app you mentioned, does it still exist? I don't know. Did I even bookmark it? Did I bookmark it? I may have not even bookmarked it, in which case I have no idea how to find it. It's probably somewhere deep in John's Here to Record Discord. Yeah, I don't know how to find it again. I have no idea if it exists. Oops. What application do you use for pinning comments on the screen? It is, this is all custom built, but I have a very similar looking one that is a Chrome extension. There should be a link to it down in the description below. And you can install it in Chrome, and then it'll look the same as this. Cool. Wow. Okay. Time flies. We've already been going 90 minutes. Maybe we should quit while we're ahead. Yeah. What else has been going on? Cross your fingers for me for the Rode Creator Awards. We'll find out on Wednesday evening, and make sure you check out the video that I did about the Rodecaster Video S. Threw it together really quick. And thanks to In Plain Sight again for gifting 10 channel memberships. There's 10 new channel members here in the chat now. And if you are a channel member, make sure you find the Discord where we can chat throughout the week. So I think we're going to wrap this up here. This has been fun. I've got some more stuff to do today, and I need to go film something for Rode. They asked me to pre-record an acceptance speech in case I am chosen as a winner. Will I break out the pink jacket and the most if I win? That's a good idea. I totally should. Should I film the acceptance speech with the pink jacket? No, that's a little. Maybe that's a little much. But I have to go film that right now, and then if I win, you will see it on Wednesday. So with that, let's wrap this up. Thanks to everyone. Thanks to our extreme supporters, Larry, Andre, Kevin, and Marcin. And thanks to everybody else for your membership as well. All the channel members help to keep this channel going. It's great to have you here and chat throughout the week in the Discord. And is that the one Tom Buck won last year? Yes, it is. It is. Yeah, we'll be back next week, same time, same place. Getting close to the holiday season, but I'm gonna keep going, keep streaming. So hopefully we have some more stuff to chat about next week. Yeah. Okay. I gotta go. Quick turnaround on this little video clip for Rode, and then I'm just gonna be holding my breath till Wednesday. So we will see. Do join the Discord, and if you're a channel member, and we'll chat there. We'll chat there live when they're playing the Rode Creator Awards video on Wednesday. And if you are a channel member, I might actually post it today. The scheduled stream for the accounting for the channel. So if you want to see the finances behind this channel and you're a channel member, you'll be able to join me live while I catch up for the month. So with that, we will see you all again next week. Thanks and goodbye.